want this. Then what are you willing to sacrifice? Everything! And show me.
Everybody's great when they're comfortable, but how do you show up when the pressure hits? Everybody's confident when it's easy, but who are you when the work gets hard? Because it's easy to be locked in when you're winning, but can you keep that same energy when you're down, when you're doubting yourself, when it gets uncomfortable?
Who's you? The sun's up. What are you doing? Get up, get after it, get it done. Unless you just got off that night shift, then go to bed, my little vampire.
Yo, Lucas, how do you have so much motivation to get into the gym and to just be so consistent with your process? Are you kidding me? That's like asking me, how do you have motivation to eat a ribeye steak? Like, I love this, bro.
Because those are the moments that define you. Because in those moments, you don't rise to the occasion. You fall back on who you really are. So when the work gets heavy, when life hits, when pressure hits, you must remind yourself that if you are exactly who you say you are, now is the time to prove it.
Just work. And if you don't get what you thought you were going to get, show up and still go to work. Because along the process, what's more important, what you acquire or who you become? And a lot of people think what they acquire is the thing that makes them who they are. No, it's who you become in the process of chasing what you want to acquire.
Like, I love this. This is why I do it. You guys are asking the wrong questions. Your mindset is not right. You should be asking yourself, how do I fall in love with the process so that way I can actually enjoy it and then it becomes a part of my day that I actually look forward to. Like, come on, bro. When you love something, it makes it so much easier to stick with the plan. Like, there's gonna be bad days, right? But whenever you enjoy it, it makes those bad days so much more enjoyable. When I have a bad day, I eat a ribeye steak. When I have a bad day, I work out. And guess what? I feel better after doing it. So, mentality, baby, let's go.
What are you doing? I need you to get up. I need you to get up and get things done. You had missions in life. You had aspirations. You had dreams. You had projects you were working on, and none of it's getting done. Yeah, some hoovering hobgoblin came into your life and completely destroyed you with intent. Lied, cheated, smeared, talked trash, with intent bringing you down. That ain't stop you. It stopped other people, but that didn't stop you. So where are you at? What are you doing? Why aren't you getting done?
Every single day you wake up, you have one simple task, and that's to prove to yourself that you are exactly who you say you are. It's not about anybody else's opinion or approval. It's about looking in the mirror and knowing without a doubt that your actions match your word. And if your effort doesn't reflect your ambition, if your actions don't reflect your vision, then every decision, every choice, every move you make becomes a test of whether you're just talking or you're actually living up to the person you claim to be. So stop waiting for somebody else to believe in you. Stop waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect opportunity, or the perfect conditions.
You know you were supposed to do something and you didn't get to it, do it the next day. And if you don't get to it that day, you better do it. You better get to it. I was a procrastinator, but like my work ethic is crazy. But I procrastinate like hell too. So it's like, I'm either all in or I'm all out with this. I'm 50-50 with it, you know? So I gotta be full in on work mode. If I'm on that, I'm on that. Like, it's getting done. And that's the mode I'm in, you feel me? Because we on the road to 10K. Get up and do that work. This is your sign. You probably procrastinating right now. Get up, twin. Get up and go do what you need to do.
You cried enough. Enough crying has happened. Enough missing yourself. Enough recognition of what went wrong, where you went wrong, the anger, the sadness, the forgiveness, the depression, all of it. Been through it. Why aren't you up? Getting up and getting shit done. Because that's where it needs to be. Nobody's going to help you. If that narcissist done taught you anything, it was that nobody is really going to understand or help you.
If you want it, you take it. If you're meant to be, you prove it. So ask yourself one last time, are you really who you say you are, or are you just talking like it?
You already know what you need to do. You've known for a while now. Problem isn't information. You don't need another podcast, another framework, another person to tell you the thing you already understand. The problem is execution, and execution is uncomfortable, which means your brain will generate endless reasons why now isn't the right time. It's sophisticated self-sabotage dressed up as strategy. You don't need more clarity, you need more courage. Go do the thing.
A lot of people are out for themselves. It's sad that narcissists are out for themselves. They lie and cheat and steal and destroy life after life after life. What does it matter what they're doing right now? They're going to keep doing the same negative, nasty, evil, demonic they've always done. They're still going to wreck themselves. You ain't got to worry about their karma. Their karma's coming for them. It don't matter. It don't matter what they do. It matters what you do. Get up. Get it done. Stop crying. Stop missing someone who never gave a damn about you.
You said you wanted to change your life. You said you were gonna chase that dream. You said you wanted to become somebody your younger self could be proud of. So what the are you waiting for? Is it the perfect moment? Because those don't exist. Did the pressure get too heavy? Did the road stop looking the way you thought it would? Then good, because growth was never supposed to be comfortable, and the journey was never supposed to be easy. And the moment things start to get hard, that's the moment a lot of people give up on themselves, but not you. So you must keep going. No matter how ugly it looks, no matter how long it takes, you must get to it by any means necessary.
Stop looking at your past self and going, oh, I missed that person. That person got you in trouble. That person was too forgiving, too kind, too compassionate. That person let someone walk all over you. That person let somebody embarrass you. With intent, use you, destroy you. That's who that person was. Don't miss that person. Become something better. And get things done. Believe in yourself. You survived one of the worst situations, one of the worst personality types, worst demonic, evil, destructive, never taking ownership for what they do, completely demonic. You survived that. You survived the worst of the worst. Now it's time to keep it pushing. Now it's time to keep moving.
One day, all those early mornings, all the failures, the sacrifices will all make sense. Every setback, every time you wanted to quit, every time that you kept going when you felt exhausted and overlooked is building you into the person that you said you wanted to be. And when that moment comes, you're gonna realize the only thing separating you from everybody else is the fact that you kept going when nobody else would.
Don't matter what other people think. They already seen you go crazy. They seen you go through react. They seen you trying to explain everything that you was going through, and most normal people have never been through and won't understand. It is what it is. That don't matter what your friends think, don't matter what your family think, don't matter what anybody that walked away think. And remember, every single person who talked trash on you, either because they knew what you were going through or because they didn't understand. And so the only thing they could do was talk. Forget them. Forget every negative person, every negative force, every liar. Get up and get done.
You sacrificed the time when nobody else would. You put that work in when nobody else would. And that's why you got to where you wanted to be. So just keep going, even when it's hard, even when you haven't seen results yet. Because one day, all the pain, all the suffering, all the sacrifices won't be for nothing. And I know you feel like you might want to give up right now. I know it feels like you might be going through hell. But if you're going through hell, why the would you want to stop there?
It's up to you, not the old you. Stop looking back at that old you and going, oh, poor me. Nah, that person betrayed you too. Now it's time to become something new, to forge yourself into steel. Now it's time to move forward and get things done, get your projects done, get every aspiration that you had completed so you can feel better about yourself, so that you can be accomplished. It's time to get it done.
Because at some point, you lost that version of you. The one who was locked in. The one who didn't overthink it. The one who went all in. You've been through the fire. You felt the weight of doubt pressing down on you. Telling you it's too much. Telling you it's too hard. Telling you you should stop and turn back now. But every time you heard that voice, you simply didn't quit. Every time you got knocked down, you stood right back up on your 10. And that's exactly why you're about to get everything that you ever wanted. It's time for you to get back in that mode, because the difference between where you are right now and where you want to be, it's in in the work that you've been avoiding, the risk that you're scared to take, and the discipline that you keep putting off. You keep saying you want more, but your actions don't match it. So this is the moment where you decide, are you gonna keep making excuses, or are you gonna get back in that mode?
Come on, big dog. Why is that head down? Put that chin up. You got stuff that needs to be done. You got goals that need to be checked off. You got missions that need to be accomplished. Get your ass up, out of bed, out of depression, and get to it. Don't let nobody stop you. Don't let anything get in your way. That's done and over with. All that crying, all that soaking yourself in depression for days, weeks, months, it's over today. You got stuff that needs to be done.
Everyone wants to be that guy. You know, everyone wants to be that star player. Everyone wants to be, you know, that person that's carrying the team. What's more important is how much more work are you willing to put in than the other person, you know, that's next to you. For example, if you're in a team, how much more work are you willing to put than the rest of your teammates? Do you know what I mean? How much more work are you willing to put than, you know, those friends that are around you?
Whether you like it or not, from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed, a lot of us are at war with ourselves. And within that war, you have several battles. Those battles are basically choices. No, I'm not talking about a war that you might find in the Coliseum. I'm talking about a war that's in your brain. That war exists because life has so many choices. Within those choices, you gotta make right decisions. But you know what? Yeah. When the alarm goes off in the morning, you don't have to wake up. Don't wake up, don't worry about that. When you're in school, you know what, that man, it's too hard to study, so don't study. You know what, don't eat healthy, because you don't have to. So guess what? When you fail, don't blame your mom, don't blame your dad, don't blame teachers. Only person you have to blame is yourself.
That's what I'm trying to say, like, maximize your potential. Don't just, like, do the bare minimum. Don't just do what comes easy, you know what I'm saying? Get better, maximize yourself. You know, every single day, the goal is get better 1% every single day. And you do that, you know, like I said, you do that 365 times, you got 365% better. That's over 100%, you know what I'm saying? And you're gonna have days where you take a step back, just like the next day, try and take 2 steps forward. I feel like it also, like, it decreases the pressure too. It doesn't overwhelm you as much, because when you think about, you have like a big goal, you wanna do something, you can get overwhelmed by like that daunting task. Like, damn, I gotta get all this done. But if you break it down and like, nah, baby step, one. You know what I'm saying? You can go 1% every day. All right, let's get 7% better this week. 7%, that's 7 days. Okay, we do it in a month. 7 times 4 weeks, 28. Let's get 28% better. That's the minimum.
It's time to get up. We got people to prove wrong, people to piss off, but more importantly, a promise to uphold to ourselves that we're gonna make it and this isn't the end. Hell no, this isn't the end. This is just the beginning.
I'm proud of you. And you should be proud of yourself because you fought and won battles that nobody else knew about.
Just ain't no game. Just ain't no game, man. This is everything. You are not your father. It's Cameron Gabe. I want this.
Hey, look at this. Look at this dude right here. This the one who talk about all the things he gonna do but don't do it. This him. This the one who always telling everybody that he's gonna do this by the end of the year but never completes it. This is the capper. You tired of that label? Do something about it.
People want to know how to get permanent, lasting results. This shit's not easy. Some folks go from heavy to losing weight, back to heavy again. Some folks go from lazy to studs, back to lazy. The list goes on and on and on. A lot of folks take the 4-lane highway to get their results. The 4-lane highway is just that. It's the easy route. On that highway, they have road signs. 5 miles up, hotel. 10 miles up, restaurant. Restrooms, all that shit. It's the easy road map to success. Nothing there's permanent. But the other choice that makes permanent is the shovel. That shovel leaves you with calluses on your brain, on your hands. They're permanent. Pick up the shovel.
Hey, bro, can you just promise me one thing, bro? Promise me that for the next 6 months, you'll give it your all. No averageness, no laziness, no excuses, just pure effort. Because truth be told, that's all that you're missing. It's just effort. If you just hone in, block out the noise, get off the ground, get off your phone, tell your weaknesses no, and tell your strengths yes, I promise you by the end of the year, you'll be in a totally different situation. But I can't want it more than you. You gotta make that choice. Let's see what you do, bro.
You're living that life that you once thought was impossible, and you're living that life that you once prayed for because you simply kept going. Like, I'm so proud of you because nobody else knew how much work, how many tears, how many sleepless nights it took for you to be in this position right here but you. And I know some days you struggle to give yourself credit for that because you just keep moving the bar for yourself and it just simply never feels like enough, but you're enough. You've done enough. You've done a lot of great things and you will continue to do a lot of great things. But be proud of yourself and give yourself enough credit and be proud of yourself for how far you have come.
They think it's a permanent fix. They think it's something that is a constant. They think that maybe once I get it, I'm gonna hold on to it. And that's the thing about that I was telling you, that I always talk about, is nothing is permanent. Nothing is permanent. And a lot of times you have to learn to perform without motivation. You have to learn to perform without purpose. You have to learn to perform a lot of different things. And that's what people think. They think I need to have this motivation to work out, to study, to be better. So if they don't have it, they just don't do it. And that's where you fail.
I hated my current existence. And so I think some people don't hate their current existence enough. And so I don't think you either have to really believe that this thing's going to happen or you have to know that your life sucks. And I knew that my life sucked. And so I knew that if I did something else, it would have a higher likelihood of changing my life than not doing something. And at least that's how I would say that I probably saw it in the beginning. It's I didn't know if it was going to work, but I knew that I wasn't going to stop.
Most of what people do is what we're doing right now. Most of what people do is sit down.
But is that because they don't feel like running around? Because some people, people who exercise, generally, you have to put in a little bit of effort to make yourself go exercise. But a lot of people who are overweight and sick don't have enough energy to do that.
I don't know about that. Some of them maybe, but I think some of them just don't have discipline. There's an issue with that as well. There's also an issue with momentum. You're not used to doing it. It's not a part of your life. It's not something that you're accustomed to, pushing yourself. There's been many days where I didn't want to work out. I just didn't feel like I had the energy and I just forced myself. And I think there's very few people out there that know how to force themselves. That's a learned skill. It's that kind of discipline and focus. You have to learn to train your mind well beyond motivation. If you have motivation, that's great. That's some kindling to the fire. All it takes is a little bit of spark, you can burn the whole forest up. But motivation, you have to learn to exist without it. You have to learn to be your best self when you're least motivated. And that's the tricky part about all that shit. Motivation is just a word. You have to have these different things in your mind on where you want to go and know that motivation is not going to get me there. I'm not going to always be motivated.
Jocko said the exact same thing. He said that discipline eats motivation for breakfast.
And discipline's good too. But without a clear headspace, there's no discipline.
I heard a quote some 10 years ago, which just came to mind when you said that, on some YouTube family vlog where he said, change happens when the pain of staying the same becomes greater than the pain of making a change. And in your situation now, it sounds like, well, this is less painful.
100%. I think that's the basis of most change. Either you have to have a reward that incentivizes you. It's the away towards or away. It's either we're going away from pain or going towards pleasure. And I think a lot of people are really looking for that passion that's going to be towards. But I think early days, and I talk a lot about this, but I think negative motivation is poo-pooed too much. If you are angry, use it. If you are sad, use it. Because what else are you going to do with it?
You have to have like real rigid requirements of yourself where you don't allow yourself to back out of things and you don't allow yourself to slack off. And I don't think people put those kind of requirements on themselves as if it's it is a daily principle of life, like what you must get done. You know, you must brush your teeth, you must exercise for 45 minutes. And if you did that, I think you'd be healthier and happier, and your body would perform more smoothly. And if you require your body to do things like that, I think it rises to the occasion. There are very few people that have that kind of discipline. So because of that, they come up with excuses. And excuses are a giant part of the problem.
Let's say we have a circuit breaker, okay? And I'm loading everything up to one fucking circuit. Just load it up. It's gonna fucking blow. And once that thing blows, man, the circuit's all fucked up. You gotta have each thing plugged into the right spot, like a crowded garage. You can't put anything in it. Once your brain is crowded, discipline is great, motivation is great, but if you can't fit shit in your brain because it's all cluttered with shit, there's no discipline. You may have it sometimes when it fits in that crowded garage of your mind, but you don't have the consistency that you need to have with that discipline.
Like, you might as well let it help you. Like, or it uses you. You know what I mean? And so I always like to see, when I was in my earlier days, I felt like I was wielding my anger, at least, in a direction. And I think also a lot of people think that they have to get like it right on the first shot. But one of the beliefs that I had was that I just want to be directionally correct. Like if I move, I know that I don't like this. And so this way is not where I am. And so I will start taking steps this way. And from the story that you at least heard, it's like, I'll ping pong a little bit to try and directionally move that way. And it's funny because Caleb's seen plenty of things from what we do at acquisition.com where we're like, we'll try it out. And if it doesn't work, then we're like, oops. All good.
It's not simply a physical health issue. There's also mental aspects of it, and discipline's a big one. I just know way too many people who are weak mentally. And I can't just chalk it off to only, their physical, the way they physically feel, because I felt like 100 times. And then I worked out and then I felt way better.
Yeah.
It's just a fact of life. That's real. You just gotta, and people don't know how to do that. And it's not, and if you're used to doing this, get in your car, sit down, drive to the office, sit down, go to the lunch, sit down, go to the board meeting, sit down, get in your car on the way home, sit down, get home in front of the TV, sit down, then go to the gym, off. They don't have any energy. Their body's like, I don't have it in me to do this. And I don't believe that. I think it's a lot of it is the mindset.
But basically, is you're organizing your mind so you can put that discipline. So a lot of people talk about discipline. Okay, great. Why do you fall off the wagon? Why can't I continue with this routine? Going to the gym, being better, waking up early, eating the right foods. It's because maybe it's your kids, maybe it's your wife, maybe it's your job. And it's all just stuck in your brain. You don't have it compartmentalized and organized in these nice shelves. Like you look in the garage, it's all a nice organized militant garage. Hey, where are my dumbbells? Right there. A lot of people whose brain, hey, where's my dumbbells? Let me look. They're throwing shit. They're looking through totes. They're all up. So where am I gonna put discipline in that mind if I can't find other
I have a high likelihood of repeating activities that I've done in the past. And up to this point, I have lots of evidence that would suggest that I will continue.
Why didn't you say yes?
Because I based the answer on that question on what I've done before. And I think it's just based on evidence now. So it's just not like a charisma thing, at least for me. It's just like, I've done these things. And so I think it's probable that I'll be able to continue.
Is there a deeper reason to why you didn't just say yes?
That's actually how I think about it.
Is that because it feels difficult to say you believe in yourself?
Yeah, it feels weird. I don't know if hokey is the right word for what that feels like for me, but like saying the way that I said it is how I feel about it.
Have you been on a journey of in terms of self-doubt over the last 30 years?
For sure. I think it was, but I mean, fear was my fear and anger hand in hand. were my big motivators in the beginning.
So I partly agree with that, but because, and I know I was a very sick individual.
You're in a different case. You have real, legitimate, diagnosed physical issues. This is a very different thing. I mean, you have a severe autoimmune disorder. I mean, listen, you get your hip replaced when you're 17.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You don't hear that. This is different. I'm talking about the average fat is just sitting around being lazy. That's really what it is. It's like, I'm sure a lot of it is diet, and a lot of that diet affects their physical health. But there's been many, many people that have just put their foot down and said, enough. I'm going to change my life. And they don't take any excuses, and they feel way, way better. Diet is most certainly a part of that, but there's also a discipline aspect. And these things are not mutually exclusive. They exist together.
You got to be able to find all these different things in your mind. Oh, I can put discipline right there. I can put consistency right there. I can put all these things right there in that spot. So that's what I'm talking about. If your life is not organized, and your life being everything around you, because it takes one little piece of an outside interference to clutter your whole mind.
Because it's on such a knife edge.
That's right. And people don't get that. Your mind has to always be clear. That's why I meditate 2 hours every single night.
And I mean, maybe that's from self-doubt. I would say that I was very certain. I can feel this, and I remember this. I was always certain that I wasn't going to stop. Like that, I didn't know whether I would succeed. I thought it was probable, but I did know I wasn't going to stop. And so for me, that was like enough to get me going or keep me going. It was like, what are the controllables? Me. Okay. Well, if I do this, so like I'm big on making like unreasonable that it doesn't work out statements. It's like, if I do sales and I do more volume than everyone else on this team, and I shadow the guy who's the best, and I do that for 5 years, it's unreasonable that I won't be at least mediocre. It will be probable that I'm above average. And it's also probable that I'll learn other things along the way.
They're all together. And they work symbiotically. The way your mindset affects the choices you make with your diet. And the mindset also affects the choices you make in terms of like whether or not you require yourself to exercise. And I think these are critical aspects that people like to gloss over, or they like to make excuses about. And they get very angry if you don't accept those excuses. And that's a sign that they're trying to enforce this standard and this idea and push it on you and give themselves an excuse. And it's one of the reasons why they get angry. It's one thing if someone has a legit physical issue like you do, but there's a lot of people who do not. They just have poor diet choices. They have a sedentary lifestyle, and they have the momentum of this sedentary lifestyle that's holding them back. They're accustomed to being lazy.
Because I reorganize the garage, which is my mind, every night. So then discipline's in there, organization, everything is in this right spot. So when I wake up, I'm ready to go.
What does a morning look like for you at the moment? Have you got a routine of some kind?
Yes, I run every single morning. So that's
what time are you up? When are you waking up?
I'm up about 5:30. So every morning starts with a run. And that's because that's the one thing I hate to do more than anything in the world. So that's like my cup of coffee. And I'm all about armoring yourself. So the second you leave your house, and the second you open your phone, the second you do any of that, you are now letting in poison and cancer. So I make sure a lot of things you can't avoid.
And I'll also have the resources at that point in 5 years that I can jump into things now that I have more context or perspective from which to make a judgment on what a good next opportunity is. And so I like very easy to believe statements, and then having the input-output equation being like, the output is that I will be a very good salesman. The inputs is that I have to collect 5,000 no's. If I collect 5,000 no's, I'll be a very good salesman. And that for me, like when I was a kid, when I played video games, I would beat the same level over and over and over again, so that when I got to the next level, I would crush everybody because I'd had all the experience points maxed out. And so like those input-output equations are really helpful for me. Like when I took the GMAT to get into Harvard, my first score was like, okay, it wasn't great. But I read this study on how to do well on standardized tests. And they had this graph. And it went like this. It was just a straight line. It said number of problems practiced on, GMAT score.
I kind of agree. I just, from like my perspective, I've seen my dad, and he was very like, you can see from the videos from 2014 before he started going low carb and everything, he was carrying about 50 extra pounds.
Right.
And he didn't exercise. And he didn't have enough energy to exercise.
That's not
but
true.
But it didn't look
That's
like
not true.
that.
That's not true. He just didn't do it.
No, I don't believe that.
When you say he didn't have enough energy to exercise, did he walk around?
Well, yeah,
Did
but
he
you can
walk to
drag yourself through things.
And you can drag yourself through an exercise routine. You can. Oh, you most certainly can. You most certainly can. You don't have to do a lot. You just have to do something. You walk up hills. You jump a little rope. You take a little tiny kettlebell. You do a couple cleans and presses. You do a few push-ups. You do a few sit-ups. You get your blood pumping. You're moving. You're alive. You're exercising. To say you don't have enough extra energy to exercise, that's crazy. Can you walk to the refrigerator? Then you can exercise.
So as I get up, I start to armor plate my mind and body. Like a person's going to war, you put your body armor on. That's what I'm doing on that run. I'm waking up and I'm giving myself all this armor. So when I come out in the world, look at that phone, I'm ready. I'm not waking up late. I'm not rushing around. I'm not disorganized because I know I'm gonna get hit in the mouth. There's an art to getting hit in the mouth. And that is why these things are important. You have to wake up and you have to give yourself belief. You have to give yourself confidence. So it starts with that run. So after the run, I come home, I eat something small.
So like the more problems you did, on average, the higher your test score was. And I was like, done. So I bought 16 phone books of like, they're like these thick like test prep books. And I did 4 hours of problems every day for 3 months. Every day I'd get home from work, I'd eat dinner, I'd do 4 hours of problem. Timer every day. And then I scored 99 point whatever percentile because it was just input output. Like I was naturally not even that good at math. But I just was like, if I do 10,000 problems, like I'll start to just understand how these problems get asked. And so like I always try and find like, what's the input output? For this, the content game, I was like, okay, well, if we post once a day on one platform, we will get some eyeballs. If we post on every platform every day, we will get more eyeballs. If we post multiple times a day on every platform, we'll get even more eyeballs. So let's do that.
Let's build that system.
100%. And so like, those are the, like, I try and make statements that I believe are unreasonable, that if I do it enough, it will be true.
I'm not saying that you have to run marathons. You can exercise, and everyone should exercise.
I agree. Everyone should exercise.
But don't ever say, these people are so crazy. They want you to believe, I don't have the energy to exercise. God damn it. Everyone does. If you're alive, you can exercise.
I believe that. I've been there. I know I'm a different case, but I've seen my dad there. And then here's the thing. Once he fixed up his diet, once he went to this carnivore diet, he's exercising now.
Sure, he's got less weight on his body. He feels better.
And he has energy.
That's wonderful. He could have exercised then too. He would have felt, for sure, wouldn't have felt as good as he's feeling now. But to give people this excuse, I don't have the energy to exercise, that is crazy to say. Can you walk to the refrigerator? Yes. Well, you can exercise. You don't have to do anything crazy. Just walk around the block. There's 80-year-old ladies who take yoga with me.
And so that's, for me, that's what gives me the confidence to say like, what if it's not working? Like, it will eventually. Like, if we just keep doing it, it will work.
What does it take to want to do something potentially for years so that you can get good at it? Because, there's going to be people thinking, well, I want to be a great DJ, but I just can't find the motivation to spend every day 3 hours practicing, Alex.
Yeah. But like, you probably won't be a good DJ. But I would be like, you like your current state enough that you like the pain of change thing. Or like, you're not in enough pain. And I've said that to plenty of people. We go speak and someone's like, how do I get motivated? I'm like, you're not going to get motivated. Like, you have to hate. For me, I automatically go there. I'm like, you have to hate something. Like, for me, I just hated my current existence. And so for me, that was powerful enough to get me out.
They're really old and they're in there. They're going after it. They could easily say, I don't have the energy to do that. But they don't. It's a mental attitude. They make a decision.
I agree. Like, there's a lot of it's discipline. You're going to get people who just won't exercise.
You don't have to kill yourself. You don't have to go to a CrossFit class and try to do the workout of the day. You don't have to go nuts and do clean and presses with 150 pounds. You don't have to do that, but you have to do something. Just get your blood moving. Your body has requirements. It wants to move. It really does. And when it does, you feel better. But people like to give themselves this excuse. I do not have the energy to do this. Whatever. If you decide that, that's true. But if you watch a motivational video, there's 100 of them on YouTube, thousands even. Go watch one, you'll get fired up. You're like, I'm gonna jump some rope. You jump some rope, you do something. Just do some push-ups, do something, do some body weight squats. You'll feel better.
There's got to be another way though. I was thinking to you that moment where you took the leap. I often feel like most people that listen to this podcast often are at a point in their life where they're considering a leap.
Yeah.
Feel like we drag those type of people in. We kind of like, we're a magnet to those people. So if they're in a situation that they don't like, but it's not that painful, it's comfortable. Well, that's the worst. It's comfortable, but a little bit miserable.
Yeah.
How do you get them to take the leap when it's so comfortable? My boss is promising me a promotion.
I think about death all the time. It's like, I'm going to die. And I think you have to agitate the pain for yourself. Like, you have to stoke the pain.
But it's also like learning that and having that as a part of your daily life. It has to be, again, I'm not talking about someone like you who's in the throes of this autoimmune disorder where you're getting your hip replaced at 17. I'm not talking about someone with like serious degenerative illness. I'm talking about just a regular person who's overweight. You can do it. There's a lady who's like 450 pounds that takes yoga with me. She's enormous. She's in there. Which is probably really embarrassing. Very hard to do.
Yeah.
And she's in there.
Like, if you can't get through, because like it would be odd that you would be motivated by some weird passion. Like, not everyone's Mozart and just like, I just love music and I see numbers and colors, whatever. Like, some people are like that, but most people aren't. And so if you're not that, then you only start really liking stuff when you get good at it, in my opinion. And you only get good at it by doing it a lot of times before you're good at it.
Anyone could do it. We can do it. And again, I'm not saying do what Michael Phelps does. I'm just saying, just do something. Gotta do something. We have lifestyles. The lifestyles that people have are just, the human body is not designed to sit down all day. And it's certainly not designed to be stuck in traffic and be in an office and just be, fluorescent lights and just sitting there in front of a computer monitor watching your soul get sucked through the LCD screen. It's crazy.
Yeah, I agree.
I think we got to be really careful with just the way we describe things. It's like, say, I don't have the energy to do something. Like, stop.
And so this is why I'm a big believer in this, is that when you are starting out, I think you got to find the thing that's the pain. And like, pain motivates significantly faster and stronger than pleasure does. Like, people are like, no, passion's the right way. It's like, point a gun at a family member, all of a sudden, 10 out of 10 motivation. Pain. And so like, I think people should use their pain more. And if they don't have enough pain, then one, maybe that's fine and you're a dreamer and that's okay. But I will tell you that a word that I read in my like 6-month journey between when I wanted to quit and when I actually quit, there was this word that just like pissed me off. And it was this in the self-help or entrepreneur book. And it said, there are entrepreneurs and there are wantrepreneurs.
A lot of you are trying to find inspiration and motivation with a depressed mindset. You're depressed because you're not doing with yourself. You don't find inspiration by not living in the grip of life. You need to live in the grip of life to find inspiration. Put challenges in front of yourself. When you put a challenge in front of yourself and you attack it, that's when you find inspiration. Try to be 10% better than you were last week. So if you're running 30 miles a week, run 33. If you're swimming 500 meters, swim 550. And some of you aren't doing, your 10% is just getting off the couch. The more you walk away from accountability, the weaker you become.
I was like, and it was like, entrepreneurs are people who read these books and don't do anything. And I was just like, I don't want to be one. I was like, I am one of these right now. And it just like felt so powerless. And I think that my entire life has been a lot of trying to have power. And I mean that in the true sense of just being able to direct influence in events. I've wanted to have more power to protect myself, protect the people I care about, etc. And I felt very powerless. And I think that I was in that comfortable, like my dad approved of my current situation. I had a job that when I told people, they're like, oh, that's fancy. But I felt powerless. And I hated that more than anything. And so I think if I want to say this to anyone who's listening, if there's anything you listen to, all the stuff that I described that was really tough, that I went through, was not as hard as me quitting my job.
So this morning, I was getting ready to go for a run with a few guys. So I was taking my shirt off, and they saw my stretch marks. And one guy asked me, where the did you get those stretch marks from? So I had to share with this guy what all this scarring was. That was 297 pounds, insecure, had doubts, had a f***ed up mind. So there's a lot of scars we have on our bodies that people can see, and they tell a story. But a lot of us have scars in our brains about f***ed up lives, bad childhoods, bad adulthood, whatever the f*** you're going through. Those scars in your brain we don't talk about, we hide. Scarring is proof that our past is real. But the one thing we do is we allow it to control our lives. And we get off the log. Well, it's time to get back on the log and not have those scars define the rest of your life.
By far, the hardest decision of my entire life, bar none. Because the things that I was actually caught up with were the opinions of other people. Opinions of my father, and the opinions of the people that I went to school with who I thought would judge me.
I got a question. How do you transform yourself from ordinary? The first thing you gotta do is the exact opposite of everybody else. I own a bulldog. I've owned lots of dogs in my lifetime, but I've never seen a dog eat like this. She put the food down, she buries her face in the bowl and attacks it, never looks up. So I was worried about it. So I called the breeder. Asked the breeder, what's up with this? She says yes. As puppies, there's limited food, so they attack it. They're afraid they won't eat. So I figured she'd outgrow it. 6 years later, she's got her own bowl, refrigerator full of food. But her mentality's the exact same. She acts like there's 20 puppies out there trying to steal her food. When you get that kind of mentality, you'll be successful.
I spend a lot of time trying to find those types of situations in business where it's like, literally everyone wins. If we work together, rather than be competitive, if we can collaborate. It's so rare that you're actually competing against people. I used to say this in the weight loss world. I was like, we're not competing against each other, guys. Like, because I had obviously a big community of gym owners and we had tons of gyms there in the same market. And I was like, guys, we're competing against the couch. Like, we're competing against Netflix. Like, we're not competing against each other. It's only like, I think it's like 11% of Americans like have a gym membership. And that's have a membership, not even use their membership. I mean, just look at how many fat people there are. Like, it's not like the problem doesn't exist, right?
Whenever I'm stressed, I get after it. I fix whatever bothering me. So I basically, over the last 5 years, everything I've done in my life, I did it being very unhealthy. I never talked about it. I just kept going. And it cost me pretty much, I was choking my insides out. Adrenal issues, tons of adrenal issues, thyroid issues, anything with the endocrine system pretty much shut down on me. My organs were pretty much shutting down. And I went from a guy who could run 205 miles to a guy who couldn't get out of bed. And the doctors were trying to search what was wrong. That's why I figured out the psoas muscle. No one figured it out. And I hit it by accident. So I've missed 2 days of stretching out in 5 years. And so what happened was all the I did to myself, the stress I was under, physical, mental, all kind of, it just choked me out from the inside, and doctors put me on all kind of medication.
Every 15 minutes, I want you to, when it dings, I want you to write down what you did. One or two words. Doesn't take a lot. Now, as soon as I say that, people are like, oh my God, I don't have time for this. I will promise you, it will be the most productive week of your life because you will be aware of how you're spending your time. Every time I do this, I immediately think I should do this all the time, and I don't.
Good God, I was on cortisol, all kind of get my stuff in. I had like this lump in my throat from like the heart was always, I couldn't run down the street. My body was just jacked up. Couldn't sleep. My whole body was just down, shutting down. I could give you a lot more than that, but just to give you an example, I was dying. And so I couldn't do anything. I went from a guy who was this guy to a guy who can't do shit. And doctors were like, I don't know what's wrong with you, man. You know, your labs are this. Is it PTSD? Is it what's going on? I knew what any of that shit. So I sat in the bed one day and I realized, man, my life is over. This is it. But it gave me time to reflect on everything I had accomplished, because I'd never taken time to reflect on the kid I was to the man I am now. So honestly, the time I wasn't working out, it was the best time of my life because I got a chance to really reflect back and be proud of who I became.
Which I think about that a lot when it comes to kind of like potential energy versus reality for people on their way up. And so there's this huge time delay between when we start behaving in a way that a winner behaves and when we start winning. And the problem is that the bigger the mountain you're trying to climb, the bigger the W you're trying to get, typically the more delayed it is between when you start behaving like a winner and when you start being a winner. And most people don't get the fast enough feedback loop to know that they're on the right path when they are taking these first steps in the right direction, because they have this really big goal, but they forget that with that really big goal comes the even longer delay that it takes to get there.
I never took time to do that. It was like one after another. Get the after, get after, get after. You ain't good enough, get after, get after it. And I got halted. So anyway, this process went on for a while. More medication. This isn't working. That's not working. No doctor can figure it out. I'm like, I saw this doc about 8 years before this happened. And he was like, hey man, you're so tight. I've never seen anybody in my life as tight as you. You need 50,000 hours of stretching. He threw out some crazy number. I was like, whatever. Stretching, stretching's bad for you. So
you thought stretching was bad?
Yeah, stretching is bad for you, man.
Why did you think that?
I read some article. Man, stretching, man. I worked out so hard, I didn't have time to stretch, man. I was running 150 miles a week. I was biking to work, man. I was getting after it, man. I was working a full-time job.
If I actually had to put a real, what has worked so well for me and why the input over the output focus has been so powerful is that I can extend the time horizon basically indefinitely because the goal is me and then the external goals occur.
You don't need the positive reinforcement. I mean, everybody's seen it.
No, I need the positive reinforcement, but the positive reinforcement is coming from me.
Internally.
I'm just being just because I think it's important.
The positive external reinforcement that most people are looking for.
Right. But if you are the goal, then the actions you take every day are reinforcing who you believe yourself to be. That's where the confidence comes from.
As long as they're directionally correct.
And if you just want to be satisfied, then just work your ass off.
Yeah.
So my body was literally getting tighter and tighter, not just from what I was doing. Everybody thinks, because you ran this. No, it wasn't that, man. And so I said, no, I'm going to try and stretch out. So I don't do anything for like 10 minutes or, I don't do no 6-minute abs. So I started stretching out 1 hour, hour and a half. Long story short, man, I shave my head almost every morning. And that bump that was on the back of my head, I started realizing it was shrinking for some reason. I don't know why, because I shaved my head back and I was like, it's getting smaller. Smaller that bump got. I was like, oh, hold up, what's going on? That psoas muscle started getting more and more stretched out, more and more relaxed. And over a period of 5 years, I'm in the best shape of my damn life right now from stretching out.
He bought me for a gift last year. It's the 1 million subscriber announcement post that I did. It's the first ever test footage episode I did in 2017. And in the middle is the play graph that goes between the two. And you look, and it is up until a year, at the time, up until like a year before, it's flat. There's nothing. There was days, I remember looking back, there was days when we were doing this show in March, April, and May of 2018 where we did 0 plays. We'd already launched. I was releasing an episode a week, and there was days where we did no plays. And I released an episode and we did no plays. I went back through and looked. I don't think I even told you this. I messaged every single one of the 1,000 contacts in my phone that I'd accumulated from Nightlife promo on WhatsApp saying, hi, I've just launched a podcast. Would you mind subscribing to me?
Wow. That's all it was. I went from I can't even count the medications I was on. Now I'm on a very low dose thyroid pill. Period.
Do you ever do yoga?
All the time, man. All the time. And I if I were to tell somebody one thing right now, man, that psoas muscle and getting that hip flexor opened up, because we're all stressed the out. It's almost worse than others. It changed my life.
Yeah. How do you say Nick Gregorius? How do you say his last name? The Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt from England, Greek fella. He has a great quote about yoga. He said, yoga is a martial art you do against yourself.
Yep.
It's a great way of putting it.
100%.
That's what it feels like when you're in there, right?
100%.
1,000 different people bunched into 50-person broadcast lists because that was the maximum broadcast list you used to be able to do. And I was the most ground floor, door-to-door sales to try and accumulate an audience. And it just keeps happening. There's no presuming that you keep on going exponentially, it makes every previous version paltry. And being able to continue doing something without seeing the results of your work is one of the best competitive advantages, because everybody else is feeling the same discomfort that you are. Everybody else is going, I don't know if this is going to work, and this is hard, and why is no one telling me that I'm doing a good job, and another day with no plays, that's stupid.
How many years ago was this? It was 5 years ago where you couldn't do anything? And how long was there a period where you couldn't work out at all?
There was so I always try to do something, but I couldn't run hardly at all. I could run maybe half a mile, and all that heart would happen, and my heart would get AFib, and all kinds of stuff would happen. And I started just stretching, and also I tried to do pull-ups every now and then, but everything was just, I didn't have the energy. I didn't have anything. I mean, nothing was processing right for me.
So did you think that you had just broken your body because you pushed it too hard?
100%. I sat back in that bed that night, and I had a lot of time to reflect. I said, you know what? I was actually kind of proud of myself in a very sick, twisted way. I even though people don't understand it, I had to do what I had to do. And, and I did it. Like, I didn't tell you how I got into ultra running. There's a lot of things that, so I pushed it extremely hard.
And then you end up looking at the top 100 podcasts in the world, I think account for 80% of the global plays. 100 shows out of about 4 million account for 80% of the plays, which means there's 399,900 that has got the entire rest of it. That's 20% for those. That's it.
I went way beyond what I thought was capable. Like my first ultra race I did, I was heavier. I was in Iraq, the Marcus Luttrell Lone Survivor. I was in Buds. I was in 3 Hell Weeks, as you know, as I said a million times. And I knew a lot of guys that died in the operation. I was at free fall school with Morgan Luttrell, who's his twin brother, during the Operation Red Wings, where Marcus Luttrell was the only survivor. I knew Marcus Luttrell well, and I was about 200 some odd pounds, and I didn't run hardly at all at this time. I was a SEAL, but I was like a bodybuilder. And I did elliptical trainer 20 minutes on Sunday. All I did. That's all I did. That cardio stuff. I was never about it until this happened. So that happened, and I was like, man, I gotta find a way to raise money for these families. So I Googled I found a foundation, the Special Operations Warrior Foundation, and I Googled the 10 hardest races in the world.
The leading indicator of a successful person is the ability to act without anything happening. And when you continue down that path, it happens slower than you expect and then faster than you can imagine. And I think that's the part that everyone misses, is they expect the faster than they can imagine, and they imagine really big. And so then their expectations are really big, really fast, but they take the intensity and they don't apply it to a timeline that's appropriate.
I knew nothing about ultra running. The first I'd ever run was 20 miles at one time. And so what came up was the Badwater 135. 135-mile run through Death Valley in the summertime. I thought it was a stage race. I didn't know people could run 135 miles at one time. I had no idea it was even possible.
What do you mean a stage race?
Where you run like 20 miles, camp out, and then run 20 more till you get 135 miles.
Right.
So I went to ultra runner, didn't know what ultra runner was. I called the race director up, Chris Kosman of the Badwater, and he said, are you an ultra runner? And I was like, I don't know what that is. He goes, have you run 100 miles in 24 hours or less? I was like, no. But I said, I'm a Navy SEAL. I was in 3 Hell Weeks. I was a Ranger. I gave him some resume. He didn't give a shit.
People criticize because it helps them justify the risks they chose not to take, in the hopes that it'll dissuade you from doing it so that you can be in the exact same position as them, which then justifies that they made the right call.
This happened when I stopped drinking. It was now going low and no on alcohol is kind of in vogue and super duper common. But as a club promoter in 2015, 2016, that was pretty rare. And I think a lot of the pushback that I got from the people around me, some of the people around me, was your behavior is throwing my behavior into sharp contrast.
He said, I don't care. You got to qualify for my race. And the deadline was up in 2 months for this Badwater race. And basically, he said, there's 2 more races you can do to qualify. And I might consider you in my race. We select top 90 athletes in the world, and you're not even an ultra runner, but I like your cause, like what you're doing. He said, I'll call him up on a Wednesday. And he goes, there's a race on Saturday in San Diego one day, where you run around a 1 mile track for 24 hours. See how many miles you can get. If you get 100 in 24 hours, I will consider you in my race.
And, this is the lonely chapter, right? This is why the movement away from your existing friend group. This is Neo, you've already been down that road, you know where it leads, you know you don't want to go there. It's all of those things. But at least for me, I always have such inherent uncertainty of my own opinions and such a sense that everybody else is balanced and actually knows what they're doing, that I give undue weight to the criticisms of others. Oh, maybe they are right. Maybe it is stupid for me to stop drinking. Maybe this does make me boring. Maybe it is pointless for me to do. Like, who even knows if meditation works? Sam Harris, right? Like, all of these doubts that start to creep in, and that, like we were saying before, this is the discomfort that everybody feels, whether you're launching a business or doing personal development or doing all the rest of it. And as opposed to thinking about it as a bug, think about it as a feature.
I did the math. It's 14-some-minute mile. I can do that. I'm thinking, I'll tell you that right now. It was rough. Worst pain I've been in my entire life was this race. So I have my wife at the time, she's now my ex-wife. We go to Walmart, get a blue lawn chair, Ritz crackers, and Mileplex. That's what I'm gonna have for a 100-mile run. So, show up at the start line of this race. It was the AUA National Championships. It's like the best ultra runners compete against each other to see how many miles you can get in 24 hours. And I'm this big bodybuilder-looking guy with his shirt off.
How much did you weigh back then?
I would say I was at least 230. At least. It may have been more.
And jacked.
Yeah, I was ripped the f up. I had big old chest. I was big. I was jacked up. There's a picture of me.
You definitely didn't look like someone who could run 100 miles.
No, not at all.
And as opposed to thinking about it as something that's a personal curse that's difficult, think about it as the selection criteria that everybody has to get over. That's the reason why so few people are equanimous and actually have peace in their mind. Because meditation is hard and everyone thinks, am I doing it right? This kind of sucks and I'm twitchy and I'm tired today. Why are so few people in shape? Because going to the gym and sticking to the gym is difficult. Maybe it's a tiny bit easier for some people that like it than others, but for most people, most of the time, it's really, really hard.
So basically, I start running and I get to about mile 40, mile 50, and I'm feeling pretty good. I get to mile 70 and it was the worst pain of my life. I sat down in this blue lawn chair at mile 70 and the Ritz crackers after mile 20 became Ritz cracker balls. I wasn't hydrating correctly. I didn't know what to do. I was drinking Mileplex for my nutrition because I couldn't eat these Ritz crackers. Had very minimal water, if any at all. And I was just dying. So I sat down in this blue lawn chair as I was watching all these runners go around in this circle. I was all dizzy and lightheaded, hadn't gone to the bathroom. It's been about 12 hours. I went 70 miles in about 12 hours, which is good. And I looked at my ex-wife now and I was like, I started seeing like 3 of her.
For me, it's like when the world gets weird, and my world's weird as man. I try to explain it to people. I'm like, it's weird being me. And to be able to just take some time and just look at it all through fresh eyes. Like, that's the place for me, into that tank.
You do an hour, Bo?
I like an hour, but I do 2 if I have the time. I like 2 hours.
2-hour session would be...
Yeah.
God, and then
having it here is what it's all about, so I can just do it anytime I want.
Hell yeah.
Like, I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and just drive over here.
Sweet. Dude, what's your morning routine like? Or do you have a morning routine that you like, or do you just kind of...
Fasted cardio is what I like to do, or fasted yoga. That's my most recent thing, is I'm doing either 14 to 16 hours, depending upon what my day looks like. So intermittent fasting. And then I usually either like yoga or running in the morning. Today was running, and then I'll do something in the afternoon, either martial arts related or weightlifting related.
And once my body stopped, my mind just went off. And I had to go to the bathroom. And the bathroom was it's like 20 feet away from me, if that. And I couldn't. And so I sat there and blood down my leg and started up my back, and with 30 miles to go. And my feet were broken. I was just in the worst shape, because once you stop running, not running like that. I mean, I hadn't run in almost a year. I was just doing bodybuilding stuff and 20 minutes on the elliptical trainer.
No running at all.
So I know it may feel like you're not making any progress right now, but one day you'll be able to look back and be proud of yourself.
This is from Mark Manson. Why I hate being around negative people. Being an asshole is a weak person's idea of strength. Complaining is their connection. Never let yourself be held back by other people's fears. People criticize what they were afraid to do themselves because bold action reminds them of their own inaction. If you're afraid to be criticized, why do you care about the opinions of those who are too timid to do it themselves? If you are the criticizer, does tearing down someone who has the courage you lack make you better?